Hey everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to talk about the different types of driving assistance. There's a lot of videos out there that already show full self-driving. Everyone kind of jumps to that because that's the most flashy thing, but there are actually 3 different levels that you can select and various sub-levels within those. So you can do partial driving, driving assists, various things like that on your Tesla. You don't always have to go to full self-driving. Today, I'm going to cover those. Hey everybody, and welcome to the channel, or welcome back if you're a subscriber. It's a pretty new channel right now, so if you could subscribe, that would really help. If you like this content, turn on that notification bell, click subscribe, and I'll be more motivated to do more content for everybody, as I see I'm doing the right thing. Anyway, like I said, Tesla has 3 different levels of driving assist. I'm not going to call full self-driving because it still requires you to intervene at certain situations, and it can't do like city streets turning and stuff like that. However, the first level of self-driving is what they might call traffic aware cruise control. This is when you push your stick down one time. So I'm pushing it down once. As you can see here, this lit up, and the car is accelerating, and you can still set the top speed you want to go by the little wheel down here. This is what's called traffic aware speed control. I am still having to steer. However, you can set by changing the setting here, the distance from the car in front. And what this will do is it will keep the car at a certain speed, but if the car slows down in front of you or speeds up at lights, it's going to adjust. So basically you can keep your foot off the accelerator pedal, and if you watch here, you should see us coming, and it should slow down right coming here. As you can see, we're starting to slow down. It's slowing down. It's keeping that distance in front of that car, and it stopped. With the blue circle lit up, it shows that it's the top speed that it will go. You can adjust that from the steering wheel. But as you notice, even though it says it won't go up to 50, the car in front is obviously not going 50 miles an hour. It's going about 30. So it's keeping a decent distance between me and that car in front. So on this level, I want to say level 1 because that sounds like the different levels of autonomy, but the first level of driving assist is just taking control of the speed of the car relative to the cars in front. This is really useful if you're in stop and go traffic, but you don't want to have the car trying to do the steering for you. Maybe like now I'm going through a lot of construction zones. Maybe the full self-driving will keep cutting out because it can't understand all the different lack of lane markings and stuff like that. But you still want some sort of control, and you still want the car to keep an eye. It's really good in stop and go traffic. It's absolutely amazing. This is really, really useful, because it takes a lot of pressure off you. You keep having to put your foot on the brake and the gas, the accelerator, sorry, and just keeping the right distance. So that's the first level. Okay, so the second level of driver assist is where it's actually the car is doing the turning of the wheels and keeping between the lines. So at that point it is adjusting the speed, but it's also steering the car using the cameras. This is not the full self-driving. This is the level that you will get if you didn't have the full self-driving package. So we push the stick down twice, and as you can see, and I'm just going to back this off a little bit, only because there's some tight turns here and I don't want to have an accident. It should slow down when it sees it's coming into a tighter turn automatically, and we should see, okay, it's doing the turn there. It seems to be handling it just fine. Okay, I'm keeping my hands on the wheel only because I still like to keep a quick control, especially when there's these tight corners going around. We're doing this at 45. The car so far does pretty good. It slowed down there just a little bit, went to 44, but as you can see, we've got areas like this, and we've got a turn coming up here, which I don't know if you saw that. It got confused as it was going into that turn because the road widened, there was a turn lane, and the car was trying to figure it out as we were going through, and I aborted by taking over with the wheel, and now we've actually gone back to the speed assist. It's now keeping that, but the turning is now off because I turned the wheel. I took over because I could see a car coming towards me on that turn lane, and the car was kind of veering off. It didn't quite know what to do, so I took over on that. This is a really good test road to see how the car progresses. I've done some early videos where I've tested this, and as we get the better hardware and software upgrades, I'll test it again and see how much improved on this area it is. But as you can see, if I push down again, we're now back in with the steering, and again we've got a questionable part coming up here. As you'll see, we've got lots of like potholes that have been covered up. We've got some areas here. The lane change now. I've got to make a turn, so I've got to go over to here. Now remember, with this level, it's not going to stop at traffic lights or stuff like that yet. On bigger roads, such as this one that we're going on to, that are straighter, wider, it does really good.
Now turn left to take the Interstate 75 South ramp.
Okay, I have not, and I don't think I will just yet. I could put this into full self-driving and it will do the merge. To be honest, and let me know in the comments, guys, if you would do this or not.
In 1 mile, take exit 274 on the right onto Interstate 275 south toward Tampa, St. Petersburg.
Now this one wouldn't be bad because this road does turn into its own lane, but when you've got ones which just merge and end, you can actually put it into full self-driving and it will do the merge. I'm not so worried about the car itself, I'm worried about other drivers. You know, when you get those jerks that just won't let you in or speed up or do something, I'm a little worried about what will the car do in that situation. When you're running out of road ahead of you and you're trying to merge and someone won't let you in, or someone's being a jerk, or there's cars coming in. I don't particularly want to find out how Autopilot will handle that with my life. I don't want to see, oh, it's just going to merge right into this car. So what about you guys? Let me know in the comments if you guys have used it. How does it handle heavy traffic, and particularly how does it handle those other
Now
jerks?
take exit 274 on the right.
Anyway, back to the full self-driving part. Now this is one that everybody usually shows off. We're on an interstate, so when it says right here 70, 75, so what it's saying is that the speed that the Autopilot will go up to is 75. You can adjust that. Rain. if you notice, the wipers have sped up now, so they've got faster. I do like that, but I would say it's almost going a little too fast. But this is probably important because of the cameras. In my driving, I tend to favour the centre lane, because that way, as these merge ramps are coming up, drivers can actually get on to move there without blocking their road. I don't like going into the fast lane unless I'm overtaking somebody. And it stops. This is what we get in Florida, where you've got those bands of rain and it literally stops and then can start again and stop again. It's interesting to see how the wipers are slowly ratcheting down. They're not stopping, though it looks like the rain has stopped. So there, it's finally stopped. Okay, so talking back about the full self-driving or the navigate on autopilot. If I push the stick down twice at this joint, that's really weird. Poor weather detected. Interesting, it is not going in, it's not letting me go into full self-driving because it says poor weather detected. Okay, that's something new, that's something I haven't seen before. And I'm not sure how it did that, because the point that I engaged it, it was sunny and there wasn't rain. But obviously something had told it that you can't go into full self-driving at this point, it's not safe. Have you guys seen this before? Because that's the very first time I've seen that, particularly when it's not pouring of rain. I can imagine engaging it back there where there was a lot of rain, but I waited till there wasn't rain and it still wouldn't engage. Anyway guys, you know what the full self-driving is. You have seen a lot of videos on that. That's one where you have the single line, which means it's doing the turns, it will do the lane changes by itself or after confirmation from you, depending on the settings. But those are the other couple of settings that I use, the lesser, where I don't particularly want to go all the way into full self-steering, but I want to be able to do this, the slowing down and the speeding up without having to keep my foot on the accelerator and constantly monitoring the cars in front of me. So those are a couple of options you can still use, and they all have their own basic scenarios. So going full self-driving every single time is not always the best. Sometimes less is more. Okay guys, if you like this video and want more, subscribe, and also put in the comments if you want me to show you anything else on the Tesla. If there's something on the channel you can't find when searching around YouTube but you want to know, drop something in the comments and I'll be happy to make a video on it. Till then guys, have fun.